I don't know if I'm asking too much, but, you know, did you guys go all the way?
Yes.
This guy is telling me that Kevin is in Miami with the girl. This is where you show the picture of them on the beach. I'm on the phone with him, you know, like a loving mother. I have to be happy on the TV every morning live from New York. I couldn't call my mom, my dad, my sister. They would have just said, just leave. And I'm like, but I'm still in love. I don't know what to do. Like, are you serious with this? This is really going down.
If you watch TV, you'll know who Wendy Williams is. She is an American broadcaster, businesswoman, and media personality, and since 2008, she has hosted the nationally syndicated television talk show, The Wendy Williams Show. Her success on screen, however, has not quite translated to her love life. From miscarriages, alleged intimate abuse, and finding out her husband was dating another woman while she was in rehab, here's the complicated story of Wendy Williams' love life. Let's start back in 1989, when Wendy was starting to build her radio career. Wendy met Eric B., and the couple dated for about a year, though the relationship had its ups and downs. Apparently, the DJ cheated on her regularly, even though he knew she was pregnant and carrying his baby. What a catch. Now, Eric didn't have a lot of money back then, so Wendy was left to support him. In her 2021 biopic, Wendy Williams the Movie, Wendy explained that Eric didn't have a car at the time, so she had to rent cars for him whilst ruining her credit rating. This was later disputed by Eric when her posted a vintage picture of himself on Instagram standing next to a Rolls Royce along with the caption, "Damn, I need a rental," implying that he already had a car when he and Wendy were dating. Anyway, car wars aside, Wendy and Eric realized that they weren't right for each other and went their own ways in 1990. This opened up the door for her second Eric, enter Eric Sermon. It is largely believed that the pair had an encounter after Wendy had split with Eric B. and that Eric Sermon was actually a fan. They were spotted on vacations and celebrity parties together, but things ended very suddenly when Wendy claimed that he was in fact not a straight man. Weirdly, over 10 years later, Eric sat down with Vlad TV and said they were never actually in a relationship and that he believed Wendy spread the rumors about him being in the closet is a ploy to help her own career. In 2015, he said Wendy Williams had implicated a lot of people into where she was getting her job.
Wendy Williams had implicated a lot of people into where she was getting her job, quote, quote, her job, per se. And a person like me, I never thought that it will get that far. So when I heard all these names get brought up besides me, I thought it was a ploy for her to get what she get with stardom.
He went on to explain that the rumors were false and that it was Wendy who was a fan of his, not the other way around. Needless to say, as with Eric 1, Eric 2 didn't stick around for long either. Realizing there were more men in the world than Eric's, Wendy began dating Robert Morris III. Don't worry, it's a pseudonym. And the pair got married in 1992. This was Wendy's first taste of marriage, which turned out to be a very bitter taste indeed. Now, not a lot is known about what went on between the couple, but it was obvious that things were not meant to be, as by 1994, just 2 years later, they filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. Also, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that they were not wholly faithful with each other during this time, as in 1993, Wendy was romantically linked with Michelle Rose. Mitchell was a street dealer. Nice. And in an interview with RadarOnline.com, he revealed that they had met at an event they attended together. They hit it off, he took her out to dinner, and voila, they started dating on a regular basis. Wendy wasn't too keen on his habit of being a dealer though, and a few months into the relationship decided to give him an ultimatum: continue being a dealer or her. Now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out what his answer was, as shortly after she packed up her bags and left him. Later in 2017, he would accuse her husband Kevin Hunter, more on him later, of always being a cheater and a jealous type. The two of them had grown up together, and he recalled how Kevin did everything he could to push Mitchell and Wendy away from each other whilst they were dating. So, there you have it. The split had absolutely nothing to do with Mitchell's love of being a dealer and everything to do with Kevin splitting them up, apparently. Case closed. After Wendy had said farewell to both Robert Morris III and Mitchell Rose, if you believe the rumors, and hey, we're a gossip channel, we love rumors, she conveniently fell into the arms of none other than the notorious B.I.G. The rumors started after Lil' Kim posted some comments on social media that Wendy and B.I.G. had dated in 1994, but apparently B.I.G. dumped her soon after. Kim had posted the tweet in retaliation of Wendy talking negatively about him on her talk show. Now, B.I.G. is no longer around to corroborate the story as he sadly passed away in 1997. But in Wendy's recent biopic, she says that the two had a great relationship together, but not in a romantic way. It is true that B.I.G. had asked her out and she said yes, but he really wasn't her type. They had one date at the famous celebrity spot, the Shark Bar, where she remembers asking him to hold her hands so she could get on page 6. To her, being linked by B.I.G. at the time was good for business. She says nothing happened after that date, and the evening ended up being a nothing night.
Hey, I could double park in front. I'd go in and, because I was Wendy, but this was big, this was bigger. And Wendy and Big going in together was a movie.
Okay, the moment you've been waiting for, the rocky and turbulent relationship between Wendy Williams and Kevin Hunter. The pair met when she was working for the radio station Hot 97. They had met in a club where she was explaining why she had got plastic surgery and how she dealt with her battles of body image. Clearly smitten, the pair hit it off, tied the knot in 1997, and ended up being together for a whopping 23 years. They were inseparable. Kevin was Wendy's manager, agent, and also the executive producer of The Wendy Williams Show. All good things must come to an end, though, and in 2019, Wendy filed for divorce. Why, we hear you ask, would a couple who on the outset seems so perfect for each other get divorced? Well, the cracks started to appear when Wendy lost a baby at 7 weeks, and then another at 5 months, followed by a stillbirth of a baby girl. Diagnosed with Graves' disease and a weak cervix, Wendy was put on bed rest for her next attempt, where she gained around 100 pounds in weight. Their son, Kevin Hunter Jr., was born on August 18, 2000. It was during this time that Kevin started dating other women behind Wendy's back.
Kevin, so stupid. What a stupid gorilla. Kevin had gone to LA for business. And I hired a PI. Yes, I did. I hired a PI to follow my husband. And this guy is telling me that Kevin is in Miami with the girl.
One of the women was Shania Hudson, a 32-year-old massage therapist who he lived a double life with for almost 15 years. The relationship grew to the extent that he even bought her a pricey house in New Jersey, just miles away from Wendy and Kevin's home. When Wendy found out about the property, she apparently went straight over and spray painted their garage. Nice. The pressure was clearly getting too much for Wendy, as in 2017, she fainted live on TV whilst wearing a Statue of Liberty Halloween costume. Kevin allegedly tried to convince her that she needed help, and shortly after, she booked herself into a sober house facility in Florida. Whilst there, she learned that Kevin and Shania were expecting a baby together, news which finally forced Wendy to file for divorce.
Oh,
well.
Yeah.
Infidelity is one thing. A full baby is a whole nother topic. Okay.
She would later explain that the divorce was 10 years in the making and that she only stayed for so long because her son was still in high school.
Yeah. But when mom and dad are going through things. So I said, no. I will stay here. I will make sure his braces get tightened properly. Mm-hmm. I will cook the best I can at night. I will moisturize. I will drive him to the SAT prep courses. Mm-hmm. I will help him do his essays for college.
Life goes on.
And,
Life goes
and
on
now he
with
goes to
your
college
kids.
in Miami.
Kevin went on to tell People that looking back, he was not proud of his actions and that he was going through a time of self-reflection to try to right some wrongs. Disastrous second marriage out of the way, and in 2019, whilst filing for divorce, Wendy met Mark Turbulent, who was 27 years younger than her. Turbulent, a felon, was first identified by Gossip when Wendy shared a video of the pair cozying up next to a pool in California watch the sunset. Although his face was not visible, she added the caption, "Last night was the most beautiful sunset in Sherman Oaks with special people." She accompanied the post with the hashtag #VerySexyMan. The two would go on to spend a lot of time together in LA and New York and were spotted grabbing dinner in the Big Apple. Whilst many thought Mark was her rebound, others brushed it off as just Wendy trying to stay relevant whilst keeping her name in the press. In fact, she later denied anything serious went on between the two and that they just enjoyed each other's company, even if it meant having a little bit of fun. She said, "Look, my husband had a baby with the woman he was involved with for 15 years, where I was cooped up only to be a show pony. Now I'm living my life." Mark would not be the only guy to give her a bit of fun either. In July 2019, she declared on TV that she was not on the market anymore and that "I am not going to say one more word. You're not going to blow this for me." By 2021, Wendy was well and truly over Kevin, and she was dedicating her time to promoting her upcoming biopic, Wendy Williams the Movie. It was a film that would document her life from the age of 10 to 55 and would make some wild claims about R&B star Sherrick. She explains that when she was younger, she was intimately mistreated by her cousin, and on a second occasion by Sherrick at a record label party which they attended. Sherrick passed away in 1999 from unknown causes, and following the allegations, Sherrick's widow, Lynn Connor Smith, said, "Why now?" She wanted Sherrick to rest in peace and wanted no more pain for her and her children. Around the same time, Wendy also made claims against rap star Method Man, detailing a night in which they slept together for an interview with DJ Sus. She said that the pair had met at a club. They'd gone back to her place for some fun in the jacuzzi, after which they went all the way.
And people didn't even realize at the time it was Wendy, and one of the biggest stars, the leader of the biggest group in the world, just left, got in her Pathfinder, and went back to her penthouse in Jersey City, where she bathed him in her jacuzzi tub.
Wow.
And smoked more weed. You know, that was back in the coke days. I don't remember what he did. I'm not going to implicate him on that. I did give.
I don't know if I'm asking too much, but you know, did you guys go all the way?
Yes.
Now, this story confused many people due to the fact it is widely known that Method Man did not like Wendy. In 2006, whilst working at radio station WBLS, she had discussed his wife's cancer treatment, something that did not go down well with Method Man. At the time, he said, "I like to keep stuff like that private, but yeah, my wife was sick. That ain't nobody's effing business." His wife further commented on Instagram that she thought Wendy had an obsession with Method Man and should be using her platform to uplift women instead of spending her career attacking marriages while her own fell apart. Awkwardness aside, fast forward to Valentine's 2021, and guess what? Yep, there's yet another man on the scene in the form of jeweler William Selby. William is one of the most in-demand jewelers in the Big Apple and has even created pieces for Drake and 50 Cent. Wendy and Will also went on to attend the premiere of a new mini-documentary together called New Cash Order, but by this time, it was thought that they were just friends. And you know what they say, new month, new boyfriend, right? For Wendy, Mr. March is Mike Esterman. Wendy took to Instagram on March 4th to post a photo of the pair cozying up together with the caption, "Mike and I are having fun. I'm glad he's a real gentleman." Apparently, they met during the Date Wendy segment on her U.S. talk show in February and have been seeing each other since. We're not sure if this is just a bit of fun or if this could be the start of something serious. Either way, things have been going really well. People magazine spotted the couple again later in March, leaving the Core Club in New York City together. By the end of March, however, reports started circulating that Mike had decided to leave New York and return home to Maryland. But all is not lost. Wendy says she plans to visit him in the Free State. Hurrah! It's hard to tell with Wendy if her love life is a quest for love or just a marketing ploy to make sure she stays in the spotlight. That said, after the claims she's made on her past relationships, we hope Mike Esterman is the knight in shining armor she so desperately needs. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more messy episodes.